The opposition has stalled the centre's push for getting the triple talaq bill passed in the Rajya Sabha in 2018. Amid a ruckus over the bill, the Rajya Sabha was adjourned till the 2nd of January when the discussion will hopefully continue. Here's a report on what happened.
मेरा आग्रह है कि अपनी जगह जाएं। मैं कहना चाहता हूं कि आज की घोषणा की गई, उस पर आम सहमति बनी। मैंने तब भी
As planned, the opposition in the Rajya Sabha pushed for the triple talaq bill to be sent to a select committee. A demand that had been rejected in the Lok Sabha on Thursday. In the upper house too, the government opposed it, saying a discussion over the bill must be held first.
बिल पहले स्टैंडिंग कमेटी को जाना चाहिए और अगर स्टैंडिंग कमेटी को नहीं गया फिर सिलेक्ट कमेटी को जाना चाहिए, लेकिन इस सरकार ने उस परंपरा को तोड़ा है।
मेरा खाली कहना ये कि अगर इनका कोई सुझाव है तो हम सुनने को तैयार हैं, लेकिन ये बिल को लटकाए नहीं, बहस को तैयार हैं। जो इनके सुझाव होंगे हम तैयार हैं। मेरा आग्रह है कि अपनी जगह जाएं।
Amid the standoff, the House was adjourned soon after lunch. And the debate continued outside the Parliament too, with the opposition leaving no stone unturned to take on the BJP.
There were 37 members of the AIADMK in the Lok Sabha. They did not stop the Lok Sabha from discussing the bill. When it comes to Rajya Sabha, why are they stopping discussion of our resolution as well as the bill? It's obviously a match has been fixed between the BJP and the AIADMK.
Women should not get any injustice, that we do agree 100%. But if there is a politics with the religion's attitude, then there must be some views, and there I think the Rajya Sabha member and Lok Sabha member, they are capable to tackle the situation.
Earlier in the day, 12 opposition parties, including the Congress, NCP, TDP, JDS, CPI, CPM, TMC, AIADMK and AAP, signed a resolution seeking that the bill be referred to a select committee.
We agree with the total contention of the bill, but there are certain deficiencies in the bill we want to be removed. Let the government discuss with the opposition and sort out the matter. We want the bill to be passed, but with certain corrections.
ये जो ट्रिपल तलाक का बिल लाके इससे हमारे घरों में ये लोग घुस गए हैं और इसकी वजह से हमारी जो है फैमिली लाइफ तो डिस्टर्ब होगी पर इकोनॉमिकली भी जो एक औरत है उसके लिए और भी मुश्किलात होंगी और आदमी के लिए भी.
Unlike the Lok Sabha, the numbers are definitely against the government in the House of Elders. To add to its problems, BJP's key ally, the JDU, said it would abstain from voting on the bill.
What was supposed to be a historic day turned out to be a damn squib in Rajya Sabha. Very clearly, the opposition knew that they have the numbers while the NDA doesn't. Worse off for the BJP, its own allies like the AIADMK and the JDU backed off, leaving the government high and dry. With the Rajya Sabha adjourned till Wednesday, the government seems to be running out of options. With camera person Vinod, this is Kamaljeet Sandhu in Delhi for India Today.
Now, days after the Augusta Westland middleman Christian Michel allegedly named a Mrs. Gandhi during his interrogation, BJP chief Amit Shah took on the Gandhi family, going all guns blazing at the Gandhis. He claimed that the family stands exposed.
BJP chief Amit Shah's 3 questions to the Gandhis. Just days after the Enforcement Directorate claimed in court that Augusta Westland middleman Christian Michel handed over a secret note to his lawyer, sacked Youth Congress leader Aljo Joseph, seeking help in answering questions on Mrs. Gandhi, the BJP chief was unsparing, claiming that not only was Michel's lawyer a conduit between the Congress and the middleman, but that the friendship between Michel and Gandhis was time-tested.
like to say categorically, Sonia Gandhi or Rahul Gandhi has never shown any interest or never interfered in the Augusta-Westland deal.
But belying the former defence minister's claim was this note from 2008. This note from Michel not only says that Mrs. Gandhi is the driving force behind the VIPs, but even names Manmohan Singh, Ahmed Patel, Pranab Mukherjee, M. Veerappa Moily, Oscar Fernandez as key advisors that the so-called High Commissioner should target.
ये सब चीजें जो हैं, कर रहे हैं, ये कांग्रेस को बदनाम करने के लिए चुनाव आ रहे हैं, उनके खिलाफ राफेल का बहुत बड़ा घोटाले का एक एलिगेशन है, उसको छिपाने के लिए ये सारी बातें कर रहे हैं.
आता जर याच्यामध्ये मिसेस गांधींची काही इन्व्हॉल्वमेंट नसेल, अजून राहुल गांधींची इन्व्हॉल्वमेंट नसेल, तर मग अशा प्रकारचं पत्र त्यांनी वकिलांना देण्याचं कारण काय? वकिलांकडून त्याची माहिती मागवण्याचं कारण काय?
As the BJP accused the UP of not blacklisting Augusta, a seemingly unperturbed Rahul Gandhi deflected questions.
तो इंडिया क्लेम कर रही है कि नहीं, हमने तो उसको ब्लैकलिस्टेड रखा है.
उस पे स्टैंड क्लियर कर दिया पार्टी.
तो इंडिया क्लेम कर रही है कि नहीं, हमने तो उसको ब्लैकलिस्टेड रखा है.
उस पे स्टैंड क्लियर कर दिया पार्टी.
As opposition smells a political conspiracy ahead of 2019 and the centre claims to have inched a little more closer to cracking the 3,600 crore Augusta Westland chopper scam, the question still remains, who is this mysterious Mrs. Gandhi? With Munish Pandey and Ankit Kumar, Bureau Report, India Today.
Some semblance of justice for the victims of the 1984 anti-Sikh riots. Former Congress leader Sajjan Kumar, who was found guilty in the killing of 5 members of a Sikh family in 1984, finally surrendered. Here is the full report.
Former Congress leader Sajjan Kumar began his life term in a Delhi jail on Monday. Kumar was awarded life imprisonment by the Delhi High Court on December 17th after being found guilty in the killings of 5 members of a Sikh family during the 1984 riots. The 73-year-old once powerful Delhi leader will serve his sentence in barrack number 14 of Mandoli jail. His plea to be lodged in Tihar jail was rejected. For many victims of the 1984 riots, the life imprisonment for Sajjan Kumar has brought a sense of closure, even if it took 34 years to get justice.
आज थोड़ा सा जे मन को सुकून मिला है कि जेड़ा न्यायपाल का है वो सबका है और कितना भी बड़ा अपराधी हो उसको उसके किए की सजा मिलती है, चाहे देश से मिले, बस इतना थोड़ा सा अतबार है, सुकून है.
The Akali Dal leader attacked Rahul Gandhi, saying that the Congress had sheltered Sajjan Kumar for 34 years.
आज हम इस बात की तसल्ली हुई है कि 34 साल बाद ही सही, लेकिन आज से सज्जन कुमार एक तिहाड़ जेल के कैदी के रूप में पहचाना जाएगा. और आज कांग्रेस की हार हुई है और देश के सिखों की जीत हुई है, इंसाफ पसंद लोगों की जीत हुई है.
The BJP went a step further. Hours after Sajjan Kumar surrendered and was jailed, it held celebrations at the Gurdwara Bangla Sahib in Delhi.
हाँ ठीक है, ये तो करना ही था. इतने दिन हुए, बड़ा दुख है. जो बहुत सालों पहले बीजेपी आने के बाद ही तो ये निर्णय के पहुंची है और आखिर में हो गई है, शुरुआत हो गई है. और भी लोग हैं, उनको भी पकड़ना है.
34 years after the anti-Sikh carnage in Delhi, One of the bigger fish is finally behind bars. Congress leader Sajjan Kumar today surrendered before the Karkarduma court, even as the victim families cheered outside the court premises. Inside the court, Sajjan Kumar stood quiet and subdued as his lawyers raised the question of his security. The court has granted him a separate jail vehicle to take him to jail, but denied the request to send him to Tihar and to a secure ward. The jail authorities will have to take this decision. Meanwhile, his appeal is currently pending before the Supreme Court, but for now, Sajjan Kumar is finally behind bars. In New Delhi, Anisha Mathur for India Today.
Two days after Uttar Pradesh constable was killed by a mob in Ghazipur, now the mastermind of that entire violence and Nishad party leader Arjun Kashyap is still absconding. A video has emerged of him arguing with police at the protest site, but the questions that now emerge are that far from instilling any fear in the mind of the mob, is the police in Uttar Pradesh now at the receiving end? Is there absolutely no fear of the law?
Arjun Kashyap, the main accused in the death of a UP police constable, Suresh Vats, is still untraceable. A video of Kashyap arguing with policemen on the day the constable was killed by a stone-pelting mob has now gone viral. Kashyap is the leader of the Nishad party, which was involved in the violent protest for reservation. UP police are convinced that Kashyap was involved in the policeman's death. But Kashyap's family claims it was BJP's men who were responsible for the constable's death and that Arjun is innocent.
मेरा लड़का कोई उसमें उसका वो नहीं है, वो तो दूसरे नंदगंज तरफ था। हमारे मुख्य अतिथि आ रहे थे, उनके स्वागत के लिए गया था।
पथराव किसने किया?
पथराव भाजपा वाले किए।
ये भाजपा की साजिश थी। भाजपा की साजिश थी। जी। आपके भाई नहीं थे?
भाई नहीं थे जी।
नहीं थे भाई।
ये हमारा कहना है कि उसका जांच किया जाए, उसके बाद में जो दोषी हो उसको कार्रवाई हो या
बस नाम दे देंगे, शहीद हो गए, ये हो गए, मुआवजा दे, इससे क्या होगा बताइए? आदमी पुलिस फोर्स ज्वाइन होता है किस लिए? मरने के लिए। अपनी सुरक्षा नहीं कर पा रहे हैं तो दूसरी क्या करेंगे बताइए?
Based on video evidence, UP police have so far arrested 36 people in connection with the case. 16 more workers of the Nishad party were nabbed on Monday. The opposition held the Yogi government responsible for the policeman's death.
वहाँ एक सरेआम ऐसे लोग जो है सत्ता में बहुमत के नाम पर बैठ गए हैं जो इस देश के अंदर इतने बड़े प्रदेश को बिल्कुल वहाँ पे असहाय छोड़ रहे हैं.
It all shows the situation in Uttar Pradesh is very disturbing. Where is governance in Uttar Pradesh? Where is law and order in Uttar Pradesh?
Under fire from all quarters, the BJP downplayed the violence in Ghazipur on Friday.
इसको किसी तरह में इसके अंदर कानून व्यवस्था से इसका कोई लेना देना नहीं है. ये घटना थी, एक रिएक्शनरी घटना हो गई, लेकिन इससे यूं कहें कि हम प्रदेश के अंदर कानून व्यवस्था खराब हो गई और माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने तुरंत संज्ञान लेते हुए इस पर कार्रवाई की है.
Constable Suresh Vats was returning from a rally of Prime Minister Modi in Ghazipur when he came under attack from Nishad party workers. The second case of a policeman's killing in a month has raised serious questions on the failing law and order situation in Uttar Pradesh and the Yogi government's ability to tackle violent mobs.
A video has surfaced of Nishad party leader Arjun Kashyap minutes before the stone pelting took place in Ghazipur, in which he can be clearly seen indulging in altercation with local cops. 27 people have been arrested in connection with the killing of Constable Suresh Vats in Ghazipur, but the main accused Arjun Kashyap, who is the mastermind in this case, is still at large, and his whereabouts have become a big challenge for the police. In Ghazipur with camera person Sanjay Singh, Nilanshu Shukla for India Today.
Some good news for the middle class ahead of the new year. The centre has slashed the price of LPG cylinders. in its gift to the common man. The government has reduced the price of subsidized LPG cylinders by 5.91 rupees, while the rate of non-subsidized LPG cylinder has been reduced by 120 rupees 50 paise. A subsidized cylinder in the national capital will now cost 494 and 99 paise against earlier cost of 500 rupees 90 paise. Similarly, a non-subsidized cylinder will now cost 689 rupees against the earlier price of 809 rupees 50 paise. This is the second straight monthly reduction in LPG prices. On the 1st of December, subsidized LPG cylinders were made cheaper by 6.52 rupees after 6 consecutive monthly hikes in the price. The new prices will be applicable after midnight. The attempted raid by a Pakistani border action team at an Indian army post had all the fingerprints of the Pakistani army. Though this attempt was beaten back, the apprehension is that now there will be more attempts, especially when Pakistan has lost 2 serving commandos and suffered some other serious casualties in the recent past.
Bodies of 2 Pakistan Army SSG commandos killed after a fierce gun battle with the army at the line of control in the Naugam sector near Baramulla in North Kashmir. One of the killed Pakistan Army commando has been identified as Naik Anwar. Army sources told India Today Pakistan's Naik Anwar's funeral prayers were also organized at Chirat, the SSG headquarters. The army also said that the aim of the Pakistani border action team was to infiltrate and attack an army camp near the LOC.
Such incidents have taken place in the past also, and our troops deployed on the border are competent enough to take care of such incidents. This attempt was very successfully thwarted.
The government gave the army a pat on the back for averting an Uri-style terror attack.
Under the Modi government, and I can bear testimony because part of my constituency is located on the international border, the people living on the border also testify this, that for the first time, the kind of retaliatory action which is happening now was not witnessed for decades together.
Some of the infiltrators were dressed in BSF uniform and some in old pattern army uniform. An alert patrol spotted the infiltration and the Indian Army opened fire, killing 2 and injuring some others in the Pakistani raiding team. Taking cover of darkness and in the thickly forested area, the other terrorists and Pakistani soldiers retreated onto their side of the LOC. All along, the nearby Pakistan Army posts gave cover fire to the infiltrators using rocket launchers and mortars.
Pakistan has not stopped the regular attempts at infiltration from across the border. Pakistan Army and ISI are the main players. So their intentions are very clear. They are wanting to continue with their border actions, continue with terrorist actions, continue with infiltration, despite major successes being achieved by Army and the police in the hinterland.
Apart from assault rifles, pistols, grenades and ammunition, the Army also recovered several bottles of petrol and other incendiaries from the possession of the killed Pakistan Army commandos. In the Uri attack of 2016, Pakistani terrorists had set the tents on fire using incendiaries, resulting in a large number of casualties.
Earlier also we have foiled all these attacks, but then the BAT team takes advantage of the thick forest which is there along the LOC, and it is a very good thing that we have retaliated very, very strongly.
The army has retaliated along the LOC to punish the Pakistan Army posts, giving cover fire to the border action team. The situation along the LOC remains tense.
A major infiltration bid was foiled by the army at the line of control in North Kashmir's Naugam sector. 2 intruders believed to be Pakistan Army regulars were successfully neutralized by the alert army jawans at the line of control. Sources say that the intruders were part of the notorious Pakistan border action team and were planning an Uri-style terror attack on an army camp. The incident clearly proves that Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan's so-called peace overtures are nothing but just humbug. With video journalist Neeraj Kumar, this is Sunil Bhatt reporting from Jammu for India Today.
A group of people based out of Noida is distributing blankets to those who are compelled to spend their night out in the bone-chilling cold. These simple people, with their simple acts of kindness, are making a simple and small difference. Watch this report.
Delhi and NCR continues to shiver as mercury dipped to 2.6 degrees on Saturday night, making it the coldest day in 5 years. While most of NCR had the comfort and warmth of their home, many homeless are forced to spend bone-chilling nights out in the open, facing an unforgiving cold. Moved by their plight, a group of Good Samaritans from Noida chipped in with blankets for the less fortunate.
Yes, actually, when we are walking every day, we are walking at the left. Every Saturday, Sunday, we are walking in the morning in a big group, around 40 to 50 persons. So when we go for walking, we saw people that they are sleeping on the roads, and it's really bad, feeling bad. So now, as the group is very new, actually, it is just 7-8 months old now. So we thought this is the first winter for us, and we thought that being in Noida only, we have to first see that how many persons are like this, we can provide blankets. So this is the first initiative which we are doing.
This selfless act to help the deprived came after the volunteers encountered numerous hapless souls spending these cold nights by the roadside. And then they formed the walking group.
जब रात को आप लोग अचानक से उठाए जाते हो, कंबल दिए जाते हैं,
बहुत अच्छा लगता है कि हमें भाई सर्दियों में कंबल बांट रहे हैं तो बहुत बेटर लगता है। बहुत धन्यवाद करना चाहता हूं इन लोगों का जो हमें इस तरह के ठंड से बचने के लिए कंबल बांटते हैं सर।
A small yet a significant act of kindness going to provide much needed warmth to some of these homeless people.
Delhi is showing a lot of heart. Delhi NCR coming out and in need of those people who are actually living life on the street and those who are underprivileged. With camera person Sukhvinder, this is Kamaljeet Sandhu in Noida for India Today.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.